All right, we don't only eat bread, we have the bread of life. His word and whatever he says, remember when we put that up, we weren't Christians yet.
Not just bread alone, you have to have a little cheese, right?
Mm-hmm. You know how he wanted to meet me? He had Marty send 8 pictures of graduation pictures, and one was mine. And she sent them to him. She could write and talk and write the Swiss language, the dialect. But she says, send them all back to me. So he sent them all back. And there was an X on one of them. That was me. And he says to her, I want to meet that one. He was a charmer. Ice cream, cookies, cheese. And I shared them with my roommates. And they knew that I wasn't hot and heavy for him. I wasn't. And you know what they said to me? Well, if you don't want to go out with him, we will go out with him. I says, oh, really? He took these English classes, so he asked if he could come and see me once a month and write English letters. And he did. Here it is, our little store entrance. Oh boy, those were the days. The little store that we had at the corner of Nauvoo and 608, we just walked in and it was a meat case and a counter. That's it. And in the meat case was some cheese, trail bologna, and smoked sausage. And then the rest was just Swiss cheese and maybe cheddar. Not many variety, just a little bit. And people loved that little dumb little store. Did I ever dream of having my own business? I dreamt of being a school teacher. That was my uppermost goal. But when he wanted to start his business, I thought, hey, you go along with what your husband does. And that's what I did. Then I taught a few years, but then the babies came, which was great. We were determined we weren't going to go under because we nearly went under twice. One time when we made the green cheese, and another time we couldn't hardly pay our farmers. You know how we made green cheese? We put peroxide in the copper kettle. Someone told him that would help. we had to throw all that cheese away. We would go in at night and check. He would check the cheese, and sometimes he'd turn them over. And we had a doggie then, and the doggie was allowed to come in, Shatsy, and he would check things. I mean, we would be there then 11, 12 o'clock at night. The kids were in bed. And he would check everything and see if the temperature was okay. I mean, he lived there, practically. He was a dream maker, and he was a planner, and he was always looking ahead, and he had all kinds of ideas in the business and even for himself, you know. He wanted to be a pilot, he became a pilot. And he wanted to be a good skier, and he was a good skier. He had a lot of dreams. And he loved his little wifey and his beautiful, beautiful children. Oh my gosh, some of the moments we had together. We had some good moments, but we had some fiery moments. Mind you, type A people, very energetic. Put those together, and you know what you got.
Their marriage was uplifting, but it was real. So what do I mean by that? Well, we're all eating at the dinner table, and my dad Hans made a remark that my mom Ann did not appreciate. And all of a sudden, I see a plate flashing by my head towards my dad. But again, what I loved about both my mom and dad is they could have those intense confrontations, and within minutes, hours, they would make up, ask for forgiveness, and move on.
Oh, there's my son. There's JR, Johnny. He wanted a paycheck when he was doing the copper kettles. So we says, okay, here's a time card. You punch in, you punch out. And he did. He saw the others punching in and out. He wanted to be like one of them.
What I remember most about what my dad instilled in me from, I would say, a business sense were two things. One, his bias for action, and the second thing, his just obsession for sanitation. What I learned most importantly from my mom and dad is how they valued God and how they valued people. I could tell right away their relationship with God was foremost, and their relationship with people was of the utmost priority.
And that was the beginning of a new life for me, being a widow. Not easy. I miss him now more than ever. And it's 33 years. How did the girls react? Ruthie called me every week because that was the year she graduated. That's the year she was getting married. She said, Mommy, I don't understand. Why did Jesus take my dad, your hubby? Why now? Why? I said, Ruthie, God has a plan. Kimmy was in Texas, devastated. She was devastated, but she knew that we had to take one day at a time. This is a letter that my son John wrote to his father on April the 15th, 83, 2.5 weeks after Daddy had his accident. Please read the following comments to my dad. Dearest Dad, I love you very much. Thank you for the excellent training given to me in leading an organization. You're the best, and no one can replace you. I miss you, and I want you to get well soon, so I want to say I love you, and you can say it back to me. With much love and prayers, J.R. Wish I had a recording of what he said the night before the accident. He talked for 40 minutes, and I know it was of God. He said, you know, Annie, I've never said much how much I appreciate you and love you, but first of all, I want to thank you for the 3 beautiful children that you gave me. And then I said, well, God gave them to us. Then he says to me, without you, I could have never endured what I did at the business. And I said, what do you mean? He says, because you were persistent and you challenged me. And I said, well, that's probably why you married me.
When I think of my mother, Ann Rothenbuhler, how she dealt with the passing of my dad, I visualize a rock with a smile. She was encouraging to me. She was encouraging to everyone, the whole team, and just her presence would light up the room.
That's my favorite. Dario and the shark Swiss. Let's see if they got it. Oh yeah, there it is.
This is my boss.
Yeah, right.
She's a rough one.
Okay, you girls are doing a great job. I'm proud of you. It's been growing and it's been moving ahead to the point where I never knew it would be this far advanced. Thanks to Johnny's ingenuity, his wisdom, and his leaning on the Lord. And then now having his son, which is my grandson, working in the business and gradually taking over, which is wonderful. I'm just so thankful for my families.
And I'm just so excited for your family.
Isn't that wonderful? 33 years.
Is that right?
He's gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, your family and you have carried on very well.
Well, it's because of Jesus, not because of us, but he used us,
I
right?
think he did.
He did.
It gives me a great pleasure and satisfaction to see my dream come true.
Happy 60th anniversary, Rothenbuhler Cheesemakers and everybody involved. That's all I can do. I can't dance. Just jiggle the wiggle.
Und wenn's denn wie Rabi ist, kommt denn der
do,